In the heart of the Cold War, a single cosmetic became the deadliest secret in a woman's purse: the KGB lipstick gun, designed to kill at the twist of a tube. Disguised as harmless makeup, the device known as the kiss of death could pass any checkpoint and deliver an untraceable assassination. Its discovery in 1965 sent shockwaves through Western intelligence, exposing how far espionage technology had evolved. How did paranoia and innovation collide to make everyday objects part of the spy arsenal, turning trust and even beauty into lethal weapons? Across the capitals of East and West, intelligence agencies funneled billions into secret research, chasing the slightest advantage. In Moscow, Washington, and Berlin, the real arms race played out behind locked doors and coded files. The KGB's technical bureaus, flush with state funding, pushed their engineers to invent tools for a new kind of battlefield, one where a hidden camera or a silent dart could change the course of history. In the United States, the CIA's own gadget labs mirrored this urgency, each side convinced the other was one step away from an invisible breakthrough. Budgets for clandestine projects soared through the 1950s and the 1960s, outpacing even some conventional military spending. The stakes were not measured in tanks or missiles, but in the ability to slip a weapon past a border guard or to eliminate a target without a trace. Every new checkpoint, every border crossing, became a stage for unseen contests of ingenuity. The pressure on scientists and field officers was relentless. Invent a device that could kill without warning, and that no one would ever suspect. In this world, the ordinary became the enemy. A cigarette, a pen, a tube of lipstick, each could be transformed into a weapon, and each demanded a new level of paranoia. The drive to outwit the enemy fueled a covert industry where deception was the ultimate currency, and the smallest innovation could mean survival. By the mid-1950s, the rules of espionage had changed. Openly carried pistols and obvious gadgets were no longer enough to outwit the scrutiny of border guards or rival agents. Designers on both sides of the Iron Curtain began to see possibility in the mundane. A cigarette case could house a cyanide pill. An umbrella might conceal a poison tip. Even a fountain pen could fire a bullet at close range. The most effective weapons were those that blended seamlessly into daily life, hiding in plain sight among the clutter of a purse or a desk drawer. This shift was not just about clever engineering, but about psychological warfare. The ordinary became the ideal cover, an object so familiar it was invisible. In an era when suspicion itself could be fatal, a tube of lipstick or a pack of cigarettes could slip through a dozen checkpoints without a second glance. The challenge for inventors was to create something deadly that looked utterly harmless, capitalizing on the trust people placed in everyday items. As the Cold War deepened, this pursuit of invisible lethality spawned an entire generation of disguise tools, each one a silent answer to the relentless question: what else could be hiding in plain sight? A lipstick tube rests easily in the palm, its weight and size no different from the cosmetic found in any purse during the 1960s. But inside this unremarkable case, Soviet engineers packed a single 4.5mm bullet and a firing mechanism more at home in a back alley zip gun than a beauty product. The outer shell, made of metal and lacquer, concealed a short steel barrel barely the width of a pencil. At one end, a real lipstick wedge hid the opening, completing the illusion. To fire, an agent would twist the base of the tube. This simple motion armed the internal hammer, compressing a spring until, with a final turn, it snapped forward and struck the cartridge primer. There was no trigger, no safety, no sights, just a single shot released at point-blank range. The barrel had to be pressed directly against the target for the bullet to have any real effect. Every detail served the goal of invisibility. The dimensions matched commercial lipstick, down to the millimeter, letting the weapon slip through even the most thorough security checks. The materials were chosen to avoid suspicion, using common alloys and finishes found in Soviet cosmetics. The twist-to-fire system was both silent and foolproof, requiring no training beyond a demonstration. In effect, the lipstick gun was a disposable assassination tool. One use, one chance, and no way to reload. Its design traded firepower for concealment, making it the ultimate instrument of close-quarters deception. A single bullet, hidden in a lipstick tube, left no room for hesitation. The KGB's lipstick gun was designed for moments where failure meant capture or death. One shot, one decision, no second chances. Unlike traditional pistols, this weapon could not be reloaded or reused. Its disposable nature reflected the grim reality of clandestine work. The tool would likely be abandoned, lost, or destroyed within minutes of use, leaving no trace of its origin. The weapon was intended for female operatives, whose roles in the field were shaped as much by social expectation as by training. In an era when border guards rarely questioned the contents of a woman's purse, a lipstick tube offered perfect camouflage. Gender norms became an operational advantage, turning femininity into a shield for lethal intent. The KGB recognized that the most effective disguise was not just physical, but psychological. No one expected a weapon in plain sight, least of all in the hands of a woman. No production logs or design records have surfaced, and the names of those who carried the weapon remain lost to classified files or silence. The lipstick gun's provenance is as shadowy as its intended use. Its very existence hints at missions that left no paperwork and operatives who vanished into history. Every checkpoint became a test of nerves, with the lipstick tube serving as both a last resort and a final secret. The stakes for the agent were absolute, one chance to survive, and no margin for error. Summer 1965. At a United States-controlled checkpoint in West Berlin, a routine purse inspection took a sudden turn. A United States guard, trained to spot the unusual amid the ordinary, paused over a small gold lipstick tube. Its weight felt off. It was heavier than expected, cold and metallic. Instinct overrode embarrassment as he twisted the base, expecting nothing more than a smear of red. Instead, the mechanism clicked open to reveal a steel barrel, not a cosmetic tip. The guard's heart pounded as he realized what he held: a single-shot pistol disguised perfectly as a tube of lipstick. The woman carrying it was separated from the line and led away for questioning. The checkpoint, usually a blur of faces and bags, froze in the charged silence. In that instant, the boundary between the mundane and the lethal vanished, exposing a threat no one had imagined could hide in plain sight. Within days of the Berlin seizure, word of the disguised pistol raced through Western intelligence circles. Security chiefs demanded immediate reviews of checkpoint procedures, no longer trusting the innocent shape of a lipstick tube or the casual glance at a compact mirror. Inspectors received new orders. Every personal item, no matter how mundane, was now a potential threat. Manuals were revised. Training films warned of weapons hidden in cosmetics, combs, even coins. The quiet panic spread from Berlin to London, Paris, and Washington, reshaping the daily routines of border guards and customs agents. The artifact itself vanished into government custody, passing through the hands of analysts and weapons experts. Its secrets were studied, documented, and finally preserved. Years later, the original lipstick gun found a new home at the International Spy Museum in Washington, D.C. Behind glass, it stands as a permanent reminder that in the Cold War shadow war, trust could be deadly, and the ordinary was never truly safe. The lipstick pistol proves that trust is always the first casualty of an arms race in disguise. Today, as surveillance and deception evolve, even the ordinary hides an extraordinary threat. In every era, the real danger is not what we see, it is what we never suspect. Share your thoughts below.